Weather strikes. Elkhorn public schools are ready to act. All schools in the district have storm-safe areas, but the district is choosing to go one step further.
Yeah, with safety top of mind, the district will be making some key additions in the months ahead. It's this attention to detail that school officials credit to 0 injuries and no loss of life during last year's April tornado outbreak. First Alert 6's Dave Zavolinsky is live in Elkhorn tonight, spotlighting the school district's preparedness. Dave?
Yeah, Brian, 1 year ago, I was in our studios in downtown Omaha with so many of you, and my kids were out here at an Elkhorn elementary school. Meanwhile, Rusty Lord was on air feet from me saying Elkhorn was in the direct path of a monster tornado. I was feeling helpless. Emotions were running high. But it wasn't until later that night, much later, that I learned my kids being inside of an elementary school and all the other Elkhorn students, that was probably the safest place they could have been that afternoon.
As the sirens roared, Elkhorn staff and students raced for cover.
This is going to cross High 206 north of Elkhorn. There are elementary schools there. Hope the kids are somewhere in their safe place right now.
In fact, there may not be a safer place to ride out a storm than inside an Elkhorn school. All buildings constructed over the past 25 years have a FEMA storm-rated shelter.
So storm-rated shelters are going to have reinforced ceilings, so concrete ceilings with rebar, same with the walls are reinforced and thick. Any window in this building here, we actually have storm shutters.
The timing of last year's tornado presented additional challenges.
It was a unique time. It was right during dismissal for our elementary schools.
We were about to leave for school and then the sirens go off, so we were all going to the first grade rooms.
The district also helped stranded parents waiting in the school pickup lines.
They're rated for building capacity, so they're going to fit every student and staff member and probably a couple extra if we had parents or something in the building.
One by one, everyone made their way to the shelter.
This is sort of that storm shutter. You can see sort of the thickness of that. There were a lot of students still not at home in our storm shelters in our areas that potentially saved a lot of injuries in life.
This spring and summer, Elkhorn will make additions to the 4 schools built before the turn of the century. The goal is to have all buildings in the school district, including the central office, with a FEMA storm-rated shelter by the start of next school year.
And they're dual-use buildings, so they're not strictly a storm shelter. As you can see in this space, this is a classroom as well. What I want is parents and staff and students to know that we take your safety and the safety of your students extremely seriously, and that's why we're doing this.
We're back here live at 204th and 4th Street tonight, right in front of Arbor View Elementary School. Of all the elementary schools in the district, the tornado came oh so close to this one. In fact, it damaged several homes in this particular neighborhood. Right now, 2 new elementary schools are being built throughout the district. One of them just about a mile east of here down 4th Street. That school and the one down to the south will have state-of-the-art storm shelter, FEMA-rated storm shelter areas for kids to go in when they open up this fall. Brian, Aaron?
Dave, I know there's always a lot of moving parts to helping keep kids safe in school. This, what you're talking about here, just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were physically safe by being in these schools. You know, we are reviewing all the footage and video and pictures here this week, 1 year later. Man, it's remarkable. The injuries were minor and there was no loss of life in eastern Nebraska from that massive EF4. But the emotional toll, it runs deep for so many kids. Think about the adults, but really think about the kids. And now here we go again, another severe storm season. Kids have a lot of questions. I know from talking to my kids and their friends. They're worried, they're concerned. We're trying to fight through it as a community out here, not just in eastern Nebraska, but western Iowa as well. Coming up tonight at 6:30, we'll have much more on the emotional toll and how EPS is taking a proactive approach to make sure their minds are ready to go through another severe season. Brian, Aaron?
School's such a good place to have that source of comfort. Dave, thanks for that report.